Sir Sean Connery.
So I'm wondering when we get to the end of this list, how many Moores and how many Connerys get on here? Because your list, Tristan, you only had two Moores in your final thing.
Yeah,
You kind of split it up. You did like two, two, and two.
not on purpose.
Oh,
Um,
that's interesting. So, yeah. So here we are. Welcome everybody to Allerton Av's Top 7 James Bond movies of all time. Today I am joined by Chad Swenor and Tristan Wisher. They are our resident Bond experts. Tristan and Swenor basically helped put together the top 7 spies of all times, or like I don't
yeah,
know.
we did that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Top seven
spies. And that turned out pretty well. And
All right.
today with Spectre looming, we figured we might as well dive in and see what these James Bond movies are all
Let's
about.
get
I don't
hyped
know
for Spectre.
anything about James Bond movies. I've
You
only
know he has a
seen
gun, right? You know he's a secret agent.
He's a secret agent. He has like some kind of like, was he have like a superpower or something?
He usually has a cool car and
Yeah.
gadgets. And
Yeah.
You know how he becomes a double O, right?
Dropping roofies and martinis? No.
likes it shaken, not stirred usually.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I don't know anything about Bond. So I'm basically just here as eye candy, if I'm being honest. And these guys I'm the
Makes
Bond
sense.
girl tonight to these two, Sean Connery and Roger Moores, as they battle it out. So we've got like all the movies. How many total movies are there? Like 30?
24.
There's 24 total James Bond movies of all time.
25 if you count whatchamacallit from 1967.
We're not catching
We
him.
don't
We're
count
not.
that bullshit. So let's start this thing off by knocking some things off that are completely terrible. Let's like knock like
I
the
think we
worst
can
Bond
probably
movies.
target some of Pierce Brosnan's movies that will definitely not make our cut, such as Tomorrow Never Dies, World Without Enough, Die Another Day, because those weren't very good. They went a little too gadgety.
See, I like gadgets in movies. That's
Gadgets
why
are fun, but they went a little
I
overboard.
mean,
with
Tomorrow
gadgets.
Never Dies is where he drives the tank, right? Through Russia.
That's in Goldeneye.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I know that from the video game. The only reason I know that.
I
So-
did not mention Goldeneye taking off the list because that is one of my more favorite Bond movies.
Yeah, so like, is that a movie you think would be top 7 material? GoldenEye?
For me, it is.
It's like
yes.
one of the most famous ones, mostly because of
It's
the
such a
video game.
and
Yeah, because
for
the
my
game
age,
was just like so crazy.
and for my age, it was the first Bond movie I was really like old enough to realize, oh, this is James Bond, and like that's the first one that kind of introduced me to everything James Bond. And then we had the video game that I absolutely loved also. And
Oh man,
I swear I've seen the movie
I'm a sucker for your guys'
times.
nostalgia when we do these things. So I'm actually gonna move GoldenEye to the top 7. No particular order right now, Sweeter. You can it might get dropped out later. We'll never know. Sometimes we end up with 10 up there. All right, so we got rid of those. Who's this? Roger Dalton? Is that who?
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy,
Well,
Andy Dalton. I don't
feel
know.
I'd get rid of the Living Daylights.
Living
I
Daylights is
definitely
terrible.
agree on Living Daylights. License to Kill was right on my outside. Like it's not a horrible Bond movie. It's
Right. I don't know, man. It's like one of those ones that I don't know if it's just coincidence or what, but it seems like every time I am getting ready to get down with like a Bond flick, that movie is always like the one that just happens to be playing, whatever the marathon is.
I like the name of that one. That's a good Bond name. If we were doing top 7 names, that would be up there with me. Thunderball would probably be number 1.
Yeah.
It's great.
What about Octopussy?
Octopussy, I don't know. It seems too 70s. I don't like it. It's kind of dirty. All right, so we're gonna leave that on the list. What about? Let's move to Roger Moore. Wait, what is Lazenby? Lazenby.
George Lazenby.
Yeah, it was his one and only, dude.
His one movie, and
Was
it
this like the
pretty
80-year-old
solid.
guy?
No, he wasn't old.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, dude, he
Was
was
it-
actually really pretty good, man. That on Her Majesty's Secret Service, definitely top 7.
Yes.
All right, so you guys are both holy
Very
crap.
solid
All right.
movie.
Well, do you like? Oh, I guess what was his thing? Like like Roger Moore is like funny, Sean Connery's like suave.
He's kind of just a different spin on Connery, somewhat. Like he wasn't so charming as Connery, I guess you could say. I don't know.
How come he only had one movie? What's the whole deal there?
Because I believe right after that is when old Sean Connery said, "I'm coming back," right?
Yeah,
Oh.
Connery bowed out, and actually Roger Moore was supposed to take the next movie, but he had some other obligation, so they brought in Lazenby, and then there was some issue with Lazenby. I can't exactly remember. I've seen all the documentaries, but they brought Connery back in for one more, and
Yeah.
then Roger Moore started line of
All right, let's talk about Roger Moore. So Octopussy, you guys, neither of you thought Octopussy for yours only. What about Moonraker? I feel like
Moonraker
Moonraker is
is
like a
good.
cool
It's
Bond movie.
kind of like
It's like super cheesy and it's like in space. I can't believe
they
that I thought I put Thunderball as a possible top 10.
they only made Moonraker pretty much because Star Wars was around. Like, oh, let's do something in space because that would be make us money and whatnot.
All right, so
And
that
they threw
one,
Jaws in there from The Spy Who Loved Me, one of the best Bond villains ever.
So it was kind of just like a cash grab kind of thing.
Right.
And it just
They
came
were
out
going
a little too cheesy.
And A View to Kill, we don't like that one.
Yeah, that's Roger Moore's ancient in that one. He should have not done that. Christopher Walken's in
Great
it, so that was pretty good.
soundtrack, though.
Wait, Christopher Walken is in a Bond movie?
Yeah. He's the bad guy in that movie.
What?
Yeah, he's like the main villain.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great in that
Yeah,
aspect.
dude. He flies the hot air balloon around San Francisco, almost crashes into the Golden Gate.
What? Sounds amazing. I don't know why you guys aren't putting that in top 7.
Well,
That's crazy.
it's in my like top 15, but not top 7.
Oh, there's so many, so many. Okay, so your two big Roger Moore movies, The Spy Who Loved Me and The Man with the Golden Gun.
Spy Who Loved Me is my #1 Bond movie, so I will fight for that one till the day I die. It's got a freaking Lotus. It's got Jaws.
Is that the one with the car that's underwater?
Yeah, the Lotus that goes underwater.
Yeah,
It has
terrible.
The bad guy has an underwater lair and whatnot. It's just a great movie. The opening scene where some people actually died filming the opening scene because it was so risky, but they ski jumped off a ledge pretty much and then parachuted down and wherever they were. But yeah, it was crazy stuff.
I love when things parachute. So
I think 2 people died.
Holy crap, that's crazy. So you say that movie is like you put that one in the top 7 because it's like kind of goofy, but that other movie you just said was Moonraker was too goofy. This one has an underwater layer and a car that drives.
Yeah,
underwater.
but dude, the Lotus was pretty cool, man.
They don't do it so goofy though. It's like you almost have to take it seriously.
Chad watched the trailer for this and he said, "I'm never watching a Bond movie again." He's like, "That's the corniest shit I've ever seen." He said, "I thought it looked like an Austin Powers movie."
Shut up, dude.
It's
He did. And when he was adamant that Roger Moore not make our top 7 Spies or whatever movie that was.
What?
It also has
Because
one of the
of that
best
trailer.
opening Bond songs. Nobody does it better.
Who sings it? We'll just say Obi
Think
Trice.
Sure. Nobody does it better.
Oh, that might be the intro song to this, Tristan. Keep going.
Gotta like Madonna in there, or
All right, so the Man with the Golden Gun. You want that in the top 7 too?
I just love
I wanna hear
the
what
villain
Tristan-
Scaramanga, who was Christopher Lee, and he had 3 nipples.
Wait, so you're putting that movie in the top 7 because some guy had 3
Eh,
nipples?
yeah.
That's all right. That's
Did
interesting.
I say?
I'm putting triple nip next to this one in the document.
It was a good villain fight at
I
the
feel
end.
like that one's on the cutting block right
And it's
now.
the man with the golden gun. You remember in GoldenEye, you had your golden gun. And
Oh,
you
that's the only way we played. We
Instantly shoot?
only played
Instantly
Golden
kill?
Gun, like because we didn't like any of the other bullshit. We wanted realism. One shot to the leg and you're done.
It was just awesome with this mystical golden gun and everything.
Oh man, dude, no way.
I'm not too tied to that one because there's a whole lot of Connery movies we haven't even talked about yet.
Right,
Hey, let's talk about Sean. Good old Sean Connery.
dude. I don't even know how we're not.
Goldfinger is way up there.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go. Here's what we should do. Let's just go with a couple that Tristan and I agree with. Obviously from Russia with Love, and then I'm just gonna fucking beat down Tristan's shit.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Top 4 that he's got. All right.
But wait, I want to talk about the ones that we're knocking off, so people, because this is like James Bond is very like territorial. So let's just rip through them real quick. Quantum of Solace, we all think terrible. Daniel
Probably
Craig.
worst Bond. Probably one of the worst Bond movies ever.
Wow.
Yeah, the bad guy hoards water, and that was like
Yeah.
his.
And then they make him
leverage.
drink oil and out in the desert. It was just bad all around.
Cool opening song because Jack White and Alicia Keys does the opening number, but
Yeah,
can't say
but that horrible.
All right, License to Kill. We already talked about that.
it's right on the
It's on the cusp.
close.
Yeah.
You Only Live Twice. Okay, the two Sean Connery movies that are out. Thunderball and You Only Live Twice. Thunderball sounds awesome,
Thunderball was fun, especially with the jetpack. That's Thunderball, right?
but it's just like there's so many
And-
good Sean Connery movies
Right,
these
and then
two
you Only
can't
Live
make.
Twice was a fun one. They throw some makeup on him to make him look more Asian, which was kind of weird for me.
Yeah, but dude, that was the one where he had that crazy Toyota car for his first ever Bond car. Dude, that went on and blew up and was crazy and just started a revolution for Japanese cars.
Like the James Bond basically put the Japanese car market on.
I mean, James Bond had some fucking really bad cars in his day, but
okay, so here's where we kind of are right now. We're at 8 movies at this point, and there's 2 more that are kind of like on the fringe. So Casino Royale, you guys both wanted in. From Russia with Love,
obviously.
Skyfall, you both were okay with.
Skyfall, I can let go.
Skyfall, I'm a big fan of, and especially
I just had a hard time with the ending. Fucking how M goes out, like that whole cabin scene. The coolest part of Skyfall was the original fucking DB5.
Yeah, DB5.
The original Sean Connery's fucking Aston, the one true Aston.
Is Skyfall better than Casino Royale?
No.
Casino Royale is way up, definitely in our top 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's talk about Dr. No and Diamonds Are Forever. Swenor had those. You had them as top 10. Do you guys think either of those are better than what you have right now? Because your list right now seems pretty solid.
Man with the Golden Gun can probably say goodbye for now.
Yeah, the triple nip thing is really good. Not gonna lie.
I just want to
Seems like
there
kind of
for
a bullshit
comedy
reason.
purposes.
So Dr. No. Yay, nay, move it on up, drop it. Diamonds Are Forever seems like it's a classic Bond movie. I know that one, and I don't know many Bond movies. So
I don't know.
What's the big hook in Dr. No?
Just that it was the first Bond movie, and it had the iconic scene with what's her name, Honey, whatever her name is, in the bathing suit when she comes out of the water, and
right. That's a good reason to put one on. Because that is everywhere, right? Like you see that everywhere.
Yeah, like Beyonce replicated that in Austin Powers, and
right.
So if you had to choose Diamonds Are Forever, Dr. No, or Skyfall, which one would make the list of those 3?
Dr. No.
Dr. No.
Yeah.
All right, so Dr. No is in your top 7 right now.
Yeah. I mean, Honey Rider was the first fucking true Bond girl, man.
Right.
So
and then they even brought it back with what's her name? Halle Berry did it in Die Another Day.
Right.
Grab me a river, Halle Berry. You're out. All right, so you got 7 movies. Where do you guys want to start? 7 or 1?
Well, I think that our top.
Wait, Tristan, which did you say was? Let's just put it on the side. Which one Tristan thinks is number 1, and then
I thought. Well, for me personally, Spy Who Loved Me is number 1. How much you agree on that? I don't think you'll probably agree with me.
Yeah.
What's your number 1?
I think it deserves top 3 at least.
I would say my number 1 is either Goldfinger. My top 3 would be Goldfinger, From Russia with Love, and On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
But which would be number 1? Goldfinger?
Goldfinger.
And I will definitely have Goldfinger in my top 3.
And then Her Majesty's Service would be your 3. What would be your number? Oh, so you'd have From Russia with Love also in your top 3, Tristan. Or Goldfinger, you said.
Goldfinger, yes.
So maybe Goldfinger should be 2.
I think.
Or number 1.
I think Goldfinger deserves 1.
Yeah,
Really?
Fair.
I think we're both in agreement on that
holy
one.
Shit, dude. Tristan, dude, pussing out right away.
But Spy Who Loved Me, definitely number 2.
So yeah, now let's fight Spy Who Loved Me, right? Like number 2.
I will concede The Spy Who Loved Me. It wasn't a bad movie, but I mean, do I definitely? No. I don't know.
All right, so,
I mean, I would probably. What's that?
I've seen it 1,000 times. Casino Royale is really high for me. I don't know how high it is for you.
Yeah, I would say Casino Royale is probably in the 4 or 5, holding the 4 and 5 spot.
So what would you say would be the number 3 From Russia with Love?
Oh yeah. Or On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I'd say From Russia with Love.
So Dr. No, that should be lower on the list compared to what we've been talking about, right? Like I feel like that's
I
a
would
6 or
definitely
7.
want Casino Royale over it.
Yeah, I would put Casino Royale over Doctor No.
Oh my God, this list is taking shape.
Actually, I would say On Her Majesty's Secret Service is 4, Casino Royale is 5, Doctor No is 6, and GoldenEye is 7. I would be fine with that.
How do you feel about that, Tristan?
Her Majesty's Secret Service, man, that was a fucking great Bond movie.
I'm in agreement. That was really good.
And it's
One
like
and done
his
Bond movie.
Yeah, it's like his one fucking movie.
He always gets forgotten. Like Jason, I know he did Lazenby. Who the hell is that? Is that the name of the movie or villain? Like nobody, unless you're a diehard Bond fan, like remembers that.
So let me know if I got this right now. Goldfinger number 1, Spy Who Loved Me number 2, From Russia with Love 3, On Her Majesty's Secret Service 4, Casino Royale 5, Doctor No 6, and GoldenEye number 7.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
Holy crap, you guys, that's it? You guys aren't gonna like, there's not gonna be any bloodshed
No,
or anything?
dude, I would agree. I think that's a pretty solid one. And then I'd probably put Thunderball as my honorary mention.
All right.
Chris, I'll let you have an honorary mention.
And Skyfall's my honorary mention.
Okay.
Oh, all right. So Goldfinger is the Allerton Ave number 1 James Bond movie of all time.
Goldfinger.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just such a great movie.
Wow, there you have it. That is how we came up to the top 7 list for James Bond movies. And yeah,
All right,
Goldfinger number
Tristan,
1.
Who is your number 1 Bond girl?
Pussy galore.
Okay, all right, all right. And your number 1 Bond car? The Lotus?
I want to say Lotus, but the original DB5 is pretty great.
Yeah,
Can't beat originality like that. Old school like that.
that is a fucking fantastic car. I'm going with Vesper Lind as my all-time girl. Dude, she is sexy as hell.
How old is she now? I'm gonna Google it.
Like
No,
30.
she's from Casino Royale. It's Ava Green. Ava
Yeah.
Green plays her.
Oh, okay.
And I would either say the DB5 or the DB. Was it the DB9 that was in Casino Royale?
You
Same
love
car
Casino
owned.
Royale.
Same car owned by professional baseball player Kyle Loach because he lives in my same building and park next to us.
Really?
Yeah.
That is really weird.
Dude, look at
He has the
Tristan.
same car.
Big man on the lake.
Though he's no longer living here because the Brewers released him. So but that's another story.
He was driving an Aston Martin DB9.
Hmm.
In Milwaukee.
Yep.
Otherwise,
James
I would have
Bond.
gone with the tank from GoldenEye.
Tank was pretty
The
great.
Tank would be my number 1 James Bond movie of all time. All right, you guys got it out of your system. We're good to close this thing out. You guys want more?
Yeah, can't wait to. Well, I'm sure we'll be back soon next week to talk Spectre.
Yeah.
Talk
Oh,
on
I'm
that.
sure we'll circle back on that on Adapted this week. I guarantee it.
Definitely.
All right, cool. Thanks everyone for joining us as the top 7 James Bond movies of all time. I'm Jason, joined by Tristan and Swenor, and we'll probably see you next week.
Bond.
James.